good, but we weren't worried about that. We were just worried about doing our job and doing it at a very high level.
Thanks, Jake. We'll go to Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Baker. Hey, Baker, what did it mean to counterpunch them after they score and then you hit Donovan on the deep one?
Yeah, I mean, when you play in a great game like this with two teams that can really run the ball, when you go up and when a team scores and you answer right back, it kind of takes momentum away. They do score, but when you score right back, they're like, oh, we got to go do it again. It's not just okay, we're still in this game. So it's a momentum game, and so we were able to make those plays early on in the half to be able to do that.
And I know you're just worried about this from an internal standpoint, but do you guys believe, and you said you believe in this team, do you believe you're one of the elite teams in the AFC?
I haven't watched everybody else to really know what the complete team is. We're just trying to improve week in and week out, and that's all that we can worry about.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Tom. We'll go to Fred Greetham.
Hey, Baker, tremendous first half and start. Does it take any of the starch away when it just kind of like hang on? Seems like the way it ended.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta finish better, and it starts with me 100%. There's no doubt about that. But it's tricky when you get up by that much of like staying aggressive or calling the dogs off type mentality of you want to run the ball to take the clock away. To give them less opportunities, but at the same time, you don't want to go away from what's working. So it's tricky, but we just have to make those plays. And obviously, if I hold on to the damn football, then it's not going to be close, as close as it should have been.
Yeah, can you talk about the toe tap? How much you worked with that to make that catch?
Every morning, wake up, toe tap, get out of bed before I get into the bathroom. So before I brush my teeth, I toe tap.
Next up is Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Baker, a franchise record for most points in a half, and then your 4 touchdown passes in a first half was the most since 1951. What was working? I mean, I know that's a pretty open question, but why were you guys able to be so efficient and click with
that? Great plays. Up front, protection was great. And then our guys were getting open and making those plays. So it's a combination. Expect to come in and make some of these plays, and our guys did a good job of getting open. So we just, we're a team. Yeah, we base our game plan and our style of play off the run game, but we're going to do whatever it takes to win week in, week out. And so in the first half, that was spreading them out and doing some things to take care of some empty space.
And how much pride do you take in? I mean, all those touchdowns are one thing, but 5 games in a row with no interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, I would be sitting here saying 5 games in a row with no turnovers, but I fumbled. So just taking care of the ball is the most important thing to me. It puts us in the best position to win. I mean, you look at statistically teams that have the best turnover margin are the teams that have the best win-loss record. So it's just that mentality of, there's a fine line of being aggressive, but also knowing the situation and pulling the ball down and checking it down. So Kevin's calling great plays right now. We have great schemes. So these checkdowns are making plays, but we have great athletes. So trusting those guys that if I dump a ball down in the flat or over the middle, they're going to make a play.
Thanks, Nate. We'll go to Jeff Shadell next. As a heads up, Jarvis Landry is currently speaking in Zoom room 2. Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, Baker, you talked about momentum. How big a momentum swing was it for the defense to make that stop on Tennessee's first possession in midfield and you guys go get that touchdown?
Oh, that's huge. Our defense played lights out. Defense and special teams, I know we had a few penalties, but for Cody and that group to be perfect on the day and for the defense to be able to shut the run game down to where we could get up by that much to where they're having to throw the ball, that was our most complete game. I know we didn't finish the way we wanted to by any means, but in the first half, that was the most complete game, complete half that we played.
Next up is going to be Scott Petrick.
Hey, Baker, we talked so much about the run games during the week, but how much did you love the fact that Coach Stefanski trusted you to throw it so much coming out of the game?
And that's, those are the things that we've talked about, like after the bye week, going into it, looking at things that I like conceptually and things that he likes, how he sees it, and getting on the same page. So we're on the same page right now. and that goes for Alex Van Pelt and just everything we're installing and putting in and week out. There's just a very open line of communication that's going on. So the fact that he trusts me that much makes me more confident. There's no doubt about that. So we need to keep growing. I mean, there's plays that we should have had. This game shouldn't have been as close as it should have, or as it was. So need to improve.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Next is Mary Kay Cabot.
Baker, it seemed like you almost had a little bit of a turning point, after last week where, you came out and you said to the fans, I'm going to be better. I know I can be better. We've got Nick Chubb saying today, Baker was on fire. That's the guy that I know. It just seems like you set your mind to just being who you are and being the really good quarterback that you are. Was there sort of something like that going on with you?
No, I just, you don't want to play the mental game too much when you're playing quarterback, but just realizing what I'm capable of. I've always believed in myself. I'm not going to pay attention to the BS, just put my head down and work. The job's not finished yet, but playing confident and being who I am, not looking for any approval on the outside, is how I've always been the best at what I've done. And so that's how I need to do it. I can't let people change me because somebody did it different in the past. I am who I am, and I've always said that. So I'm going to continue to do that and improve. But then also, trying to elevate the guys around me. That's the one thing that I've always prided myself on, is being a leader and getting guys around me to play harder. And so that's the things about being myself. It needs to be authentic to be able to do that. And that's why I'm doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like you have your sort of almost Oklahoma swagger back, like you just look like Baker out there. And I mean, did you feel like that?
Yeah, I mean, winning's fun. So, I mean, winning covers up a lot of things, but having everybody on the same page and moving towards the same goal is the biggest thing. And so I say it time out. It's just back in the spring, our foundation that we laid about our goals, we're all on the same page. So when you get a group that's hungry and sees the same things and works for the same things, that's when it really gets special. So we need to continue to get better because the job's not finished.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. We'll go to Jason Lloyd.
Baker, you kind of touched on this a minute ago, but when you said last week we still haven't played our best game yet, was this it? I know, like you said, you didn't finish the way you wanted, but is this getting closer? Is this the best you can play?
No, I still think that's ahead of us. I think first half was better than some, but we could have had touchdowns instead of field goals, and so I just think there's always plays you look back on. We won the game. We need to be proud of that, but we have to continue to improve because some of these plays that we can overcome are going to, maybe be the ones that cost us later down the road. So we have to be able to correct those and make those big plays.
Kind of following up on what Mary Kay just asked you, what's different about you now as opposed to a month ago, last year, whatever? Is it something looks different? What's different?
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, then I don't do that.
Thanks, Jason. We'll take two more. Doug Maurice, Mike Wilson. Doug, go ahead.
Baker, you've gotten a good feel for the fans in your time in Cleveland. You don't have as much instant feedback now in a pandemic with the packed, no packed stadium, stuff like that. But how would you imagine Cleveland Browns fans feel right now with this team at 9-3?
I'd hope they'd feel exactly how I do. We're going to be happy about this win until we wake up tomorrow. Then we're on to the next, because this isn't the end of the season. This isn't what we set out to do. We didn't set out to be 9-3. There's a lot of ball left, and we hope that way. So job's not finished.
And having said that, when you got here, you did seem to have an idea of you wanted to help do something for this franchise and do something for this fan base. It's not done. But do you feel like you're doing some of what you hoped to do when you got to Cleveland?
A little bit. I think we're definitely trending in the right direction. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. But one of my best friends, he played fullback at St. Edwards, fullback and linebacker, and went to school in Oklahoma. And so I heard about the Cleveland Browns ever since 2014 and how much it means to this place. And I didn't truly believe him until I really got here. So I think it means a ton to the city. And then I realized when I got here, I was like, wow, this is real. This is a passionate fan base that lives, breathes, and dies football, and the Cleveland Browns football at that. So I think it means a lot to them, but they need to, reset their expectations, because we all need to, reset the standard. And that's what I've been saying. There's a new standard. There's a foundation you have to continue to build on and improve. And that's just the way we need to handle things. And I think we're trending in the right direction, like I said.
Thanks, Baker.
Thank you, Doug. Final question to Mike Wilson.